My name is ZHAO. Today, I'm going to discuss key economic trends that are currently shaping the business environment. These include microeconomics and understanding business cycle, tariffs and trade wars, behavioral economics and consumer choice, and finally, the impact of AI on labor market inequality. These topics are crucial in understanding how business operates and adapt to global economic shifts. Topic 1. Explore these three key points. For defining gross domestic production, inflation, unemployment. Gross domestic product is a measure of the total value of a country's economic output. A growing GDP means the economy is booming and businesses are investing more. A declining GDP can mean an economy slowdown or recession. Inflation refers to the rate or increase in the prices of goods and services. Moderate inflation is normal in a growing economy, but high inflation reduces purchasing power, raises business costs, and can lead to economic instability. Unemployment rate reflects the proportion of people thinking work while not employed. A high unemployment rate reduces spending. A low unemployment rate may be accompanied by labor shortages and rising wages. How do these influence the business cycle? GDP grows, inflation stabilizes, and unemployment is low. It representing increased business investment and strong market demand. The economy is in an expansion phase. Declining GDP, slowing inflation, and rising unemployment represents a decrease in demand and businesses are beginning to cut costs. The economy is in a contractionary phase. A recession occurs when GDP continues to shrink, unemployment rises sharply, consumer spending declines, and government intervention is required. The economy recovers when economic conditions improve and GDP growth begins to return. Lastly, the relationship between them, understanding the business cycle, helps us to strategize, and companies that monitor macroeconomic indicators can make informed decisions about expansion, investment, and cost management, reducing risks and ensuring long-term business growth. Topic 2. I use the ADAS model to explain the impact of the United States tariffs on Singaporean exports on the economy. When the United States imposes tariffs on Singaporean exports, the cost of purchasing Singaporean goods increases for United States buyers. As a result, demand for these exports falls, reducing the income of Singaporean firms that depend on international trade. Aggregate demand in Singapore falls, and aggregate demand curve shifts left, 81 to 82. This can be seen in the graph. Y1 shift left to Y2. Exports decrease, the economy contracts, and real GDP falls. Y1 shift down to P2. P1 shift down to P2. Demand decreases and puts pressure on inflation. Price level fall. A decline in exports could weaken Singaporean economy, lowering incomes and increasing unemployment. The Singapore government and business can implement monetary policy to stimulate economic activity. Topic 3 is about behavioral economics. First, the difference between behavioral economics and traditional economics is behavioral economics is limited rationality, the pursuit of instant gratification, and the impact that society brings. Traditional economics is where people are in full rationality and can actually weigh the costs and benefits. Why do people choose unhealthy food? Behavioral economics show that the decision to choose food is influenced by psychological, habitual preference, and social factors. People's choice of unhealthy food stems from the herd mentality, while people around them to eat unhealthy food, they are prone to even and then going to imitate. Secondly, unhealthy food may bring pleasure at some point in time, and people will think instant gratification rather than focusing on long-term health problems. How can this knowledge be applied? Business can use behavioral insights to encourage people to make healthier choices by using initiation approach, such as prominently displaying healthy foods in stores to motivate and educate, promote informed decision making. The final topic concerns the impact of AI development on labor inequality. I will use two different scenarios. AI reduces inequality and AI increases inequality. First, AI reduces inequality. As you can see from the labor graph, generative AI boosts productivity, increases firms' demand for labor, and drives labor market growth. The labor demand curve D1 shifts to the right to D2, which rise and employment opportunities increase. AI increases inequality. As can be seen from the labor force graph, the generative AI replaces low-level labor, causing labor shortages and a decrease in labor supply, with curve S1 shifting left to S2, which thrives for high-level workers, while low-level workers drop out of the market, and job opportunity decrease Q1 shifts to Q2. The next 5 years will see the implementation of new rules to guarantee that workers benefit from AI technology. The way that generative AI is integrated and controlled will determine how it affects inequality. If done poorly, it may actually make inequality worse rather than better. Understanding this economic trend, macroeconomics, trade policy, behavioral economics, and the impact of AI on labor market will help drive economic growth while ensuring social and economic conclusion. Thank you for listening.